Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Programmatic Connect digital series, where we invite experts from the industry to discuss all things mobile programmatic. In this episode, we've invited Pankaj Tiwari, digital marketer at mFine, to discuss how they have navigated healthcare app advertising during the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's get comfortable and listen in to the captivating discussion.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Programmatic Connect Digital. I am Pompika from Arki. So today we have Pankaj from the mFine Digital Marketing team. Welcome Pankaj.
Yeah, hi Pampika, thank you.
Pankaj, would you like to introduce yourself and about your company?
I handle digital marketing part in mFine. So mFine basically they are a e-healthcare platform where we enable user to connect to top doctors online. So basically we have partnership with top hospitals, say 500 to 600 hospitals, and we have doctors from those hospitals. We have almost 2500 platforms because we have doctors from top hospitals and we have direct partnership with them. And you will get doctors of highly experienced doctors, you say 10 years plus experienced doctors in our platform.
So today our discussion topic is navigating healthcare app advertising during the pandemic. So as we all know that the current pandemic situation has affected the app vertical across the globe. So what is that mFine is facing and how you are dealing with it?
We are in online healthcare sector, right?
Hmm.
You can do online doctor consultation in our platform. So in this situation you want to avoid going outside, especially you want to avoid going to a hospital, right?
Correct.
Because there you have lots of patients who may be having corona, and also you want to just stay at home and stay safe, right? And here you can do online consultation. That's why number of users and everything has increased in our platform, because now people want to stay home and stay safe, right? And if you are having some kind of trouble or some kind of health issue, you want to consult a doctor, but by staying at home, right? So we have seen that impact in our platform, our geographical reach and all. Earlier also we are pan India company. We serve pan India, but penetrating a user from tier 3 city is comparatively difficult, right?
Yeah.
Because in metro cities and all, people are quite open. They want to try new things. But in tier 2, tier 3 city, they are not very much digital. They always want to go conventional route, right? They are very hesitant on trying new things, especially those kind of things, right? Like online doctor consultation. But now people, they just don't want to go outside, and they are having no option, right? I mean,
Correct.
you have an option, but with a risk. If
Not
you go
so good.
outside, you are exposing yourself to corona, right?
Correct.
So now we have seen that users from tier 2 and tier 3 city also, they have started coming. Earlier also they were coming, but recently we have seen increase in the share from tier 2 to tier 3 city. And tier 2, tier 3 city, you always want to acquire user because there you have less competition, right? Your cost decreases comparatively because of the less competition. But penetrating that market is little difficult because of the user tendency. But now because of this situation, it's little easier for us to penetrate those markets.
Can you tell us more about your users, like how they are behaving in this pandemic situation?
So we have seen, we have seen conversion rate increment, right?
Yeah.
So conversion rate is like two kind of conversion rate can happen. Either user can convert at an upper funnel, their conversion rate may be high or low, or during the journey in the lower funnel, right? We have seen increase in conversion rate in upper funnel. So upper funnel, because of this pandemic situation, user impression share and everything has increased. If you search online consultation or online doctor, now you will see huge spike from April. Earlier it was very low. On top of the funnel, number of users has increased, and of course CTR will increase, right? Because now the situation is like that. People if people see those kind of ads that we can do online doctor consultation, of course the tendency of clicking on those kind of ads are very high. They want those kind of ads. So we have seen that increment there. And of course, in the lower funnel, conversion rate mostly depend on the quality of user interface, your product, your user's journey, how smooth user's journey is, right? Your onboarding flow. That depends on multiple factors. So lower funnel conversion rate, I am not attributing it to the current situation, but of course we have seen it in upper funnel conversion rate and everything has increased. In terms of usage frequency, I can see it has increased because earlier it is like even if you are having the app, you may do an online consultation once or twice or thrice, but sometimes there are chances that you just say that okay, this time based on severity of your health, you just say that okay, I'm this is very mild, so I can drive and I can go to doctor, right? that
Correct.
that time you just go to a doctor because you just want to roam as well, you want to go outside and you consult a doctor. But now you just want to avoid yourself to go outside, so that's why usage frequency, of course, it has increased.
Yeah. I think it is the best time to acquire more users for mFine.
Correct, and that we have seen huge spike in our organic numbers and all. So
Correct.
it has almost, I'll not share the number, but we have seen huge spike in numbers, organic numbers.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah.
Uh, So, how do you see programmatic advertising playing a role in reaching your core audience?
I have been using programmatic channels for years now. I have seen the impact it can bring. So you have a few channels which are very good, right? AdWords. So always preference is very high for AdWords because you get very high intent users, right? There. I mean, because of high intent user, people don't want to benchmark themselves with AdWords conversion rate. But I have seen programmatic channels, they give their conversion rate is as good as AdWords. So programmatic channels, of course, you want to use because when you use AdWords for Facebook, you have a saturation point. So when you scale further, your cost and everything just increases. That time you want to explore different channels. So then you are left with either affiliates, conventional ad networks or programmatic channels. So affiliate, of course, you want to avoid because you have no transparency there, right? Fraud rate and everything is very high. 70 to 80% fraud rate you will get in installs. Programmatic you want to prefer because programmatic you have transparency. You can see where your ads are placed, which placement they are using. You can see which kind of user they are using. You have better data management in programmatic. You can see daily numbers, right? Which kind of users are converting better, which kind of users are not converting, so that you take decision based on that. You
Correct.
do real time bidding, you see that these kind of users are converting better, you just increase your bid. You see these kind of users are not converting, you just stop targeting them. So
Yeah.
because of better efficiency and better targeting, and you have so many targeting options there, right? You can
Correct.
target users based on affinity, you can target different placements and all, right? Much targeting option you have,
Yeah.
transparency you have, better data management you have real time bidding, right? And
Yeah.
your user quality is very good, programmatic channels, right? Your conversion rate is very high, so of course you want to use programmatic channels. But programmatic channels is like you should go for a longer term association. You just cannot judge a programmatic channel by just trying 1 month, because
Correct.
programmatic channel, it's machine learning, right?
Yeah.
Machine will learn and machine will take time. They will understand user behavior and then they will bucket user on in different section. And so in within 1 month, you just cannot say that this has not worked or this has worked. You have to give more time. After 1 month, you can judge a programmatic channel whether it's working or not.
Absolutely. So, Pankaj, do you have any tips and strategies to like help others to increase the engagement with the users?
When you say engaging user, it's like remarketing to a user, right?
Correct.
Remarketing is very tricky area, right? Remarketing is like you will come into a situation you can where you will see so much of organic cannibalization, right, in
True.
remarketing. So remarketing, you have two kind of channels basically. One is mostly organic, right? Organic or very, I mean, you can say less costly channels like SMS notification and all. Notification and all are approximately organic there, right?
Correct.
But SMS and all also are channels which are very less costly. Those channels always you want to try, but their open rate and conversion rate is very less, extremely less, right? You target lakhs of users, but number of conversion you will get is around 10, right? It will not add much to your total number, right? So when you want to scale, you explore digital mediums. Digital mediums, they come at a higher cost, right? Comparatively much higher cost. But digital channels, if you target your user, if you can select your user where you can see incremental revenue, then definitely it's you should go for it. But
Yeah.
you have to choose your target audience very carefully, because it can happen, right? You have suppose you have 100 add to cart today. If you start targeting them, you will see 50% of them are getting converted,
Correct.
because he has done add to cart today only.
Hmm.
But it's not like that. Even if you have not targeted them, 45 or 48 would have converted organically.
Correct.
So that if you target them today only, it's like you are unnecessarily burning your marketing budget. So you have to choose your targeting audience very carefully. So basically, you should target your audience when they are about to leave your channel, or you should target very dormant users.
Thank you, Pankaj, for sharing those tips and strategies. So, my next question is, can you share some limitations and challenges of marketing a healthcare app?
Yes, so there are lots of limitation in healthcare. It's very difficult to promote a healthcare service or an app in digital. First, you have limitation in government rules and regulations, right?
Correct.
Government rule and regulation in healthcare, you cannot promote a doctor. If you promote a doctor, it is like it is I think some breach of digital code of ethics or something they say. So you cannot promote it, or you cannot write a name of a doctor in any of your communication when you do a paid marketing. And of course, in ad networks and all, also it's very difficult, because if you take an example of AdWords, there are so much of policy restriction. I can say if you write 5, 10 ads, 7 out of your 10 ads gets disapproved because of the policy violation. You will not believe, you cannot write online doctor consult doctor online, you cannot write. It is like you are breaching the policy of Google. Those kind of policy restriction they have. You cannot restrict, you cannot do a remarketing in Google. You cannot remarket if somebody is having fever, or if somebody is having I can say depression issue, and you cannot say that you are having depression and you should consult here, right?
Yeah.
You cannot do that. Some kind of images also, when you are using those kind of images, it's you have to be very careful. You cannot show a person who someone is in depression with the image and all. It looks very scary. It's like you cannot scare your users. While selecting your audience also, you have to be very careful. I mean, you cannot just go broad while you are showing sexual health creatives or sexual health communication, right? People will get offended. Like,
Correct.
right? If you are showing sex health related communication to a user who does not have those kind of symptoms, or the who thinks that I'm not that kind of person. I mean, I'm not having that health issue, so he
Correct.
will get offended, right? Because these are very sensitive kind of communication you are showing, and
Correct.
he may get offended, and he can say that why are you showing me those kind of ads? You
Hmm.
cannot show a psychiatry ad to anybody, right?
True.
You have to be very careful while selecting audience, and this is social media age, right? If you target your audience very, I mean, if you are not very careful in targeting your audience and showing your communication, especially when it comes to health, health
Yeah.
is very sensitive issue. If they go and escalate it in social media, it's like it's very difficult to do damage control there. Healthcare, lots of limitation, I can say, and you have to be very careful basically.
So, Pankaj, we have received notes and messages from various companies what they're doing during this time. They have changed their strategies, their messages, their creative, and some are like cutting down the paid media, etc. So, what is that mFine is up to?
We have not cut down our paid media expenditure. It is
Yeah,
like it's same because now we are online consultation, right? So we are getting users currently. We
true.
have seen that increment in organic and everything, but of course, change in communication has happened, right?
Yeah,
This time it is like you want to say to a user whom you are targeting, you have to say that you stay home, stay safe, right? So for us, we were showing communication like how easier it is to use, how easier our app to use. You will get rapid access to a doctor in case of urgency. You don't have to travel for hours. You don't have to be in queue
yeah,
in the hospital. Those kind of benefits earlier we were having. Now it's more beneficial, right? You don't have to go outside and don't have to expose yourself to COVID-19. You can stay home and you can consult
correct.
online. Correct. So these kind of communication. So basically, it is like a user safety kind of communication you have to communicate now.
Exactly. So, what do you think about the effectiveness of personalized creative for your campaign?
Of course, personalized creative is very effective in remarketing, right?
Correct.
In remarketing, if I have done add to cart, I want to see similar kind of product after. If I have done add to cart and I have not purchased for 5 days, and again you are showing me those kind of product or better product and stating that hey, you have your cart is awaiting or you have added to cart but have not purchased, you can get 25% of discount with these coupons.
Yeah,
It is very personalized, right?
yeah,
And the personalization can happen in upsell or cross sell as well, right? So if I take an example of mFine, so I have gone and I have consulted, suppose I have consulted a pediatrician, or or someone has consulted a gynecologist. Now, if I show them those kind of medicine, and I'll say that we do home delivery of medicine within the same day, and we have this kind of medicine. So you will
correct.
find it very relevant, right? Because you have consulted a physician or you have consulted a gynecologist, then you will see those kind of medicine in the ad. You will find it very relevant, and you will of course go for it, right? If you have
Absolutely.
not done purchase till now. Same with the upsell, right? If I am purchasing something, I am seeing an ad of similar kind of product with a better version, better
Mhm.
features. I want to try that, right?
Correct.
In mFine, suppose we have basic full body check. It has say X number of tests. Now, if I am showing a user, I am showing the same user with a communication that hey, we have a comprehensive full body test as well, which includes X number of test plus Y number of test. Then this is a user will get that benefit, right?
Correct.
He may purchase those kind of products. And
Okay.
we see that in regional and all these kind of creatives people are trying, right?
Correct.
People are trying vernacular ads, people are trying Telugu ads, Bengali ads, right? So
True.
when you are belonging to a particular region and you see ad in your language, you feel that connectivity with the brand, right? So a Bengali user, if they see Bengali ads, they feel connected more. That's why people are trying those kind of ads nowadays,
Yeah.
and they have seen that benefit earlier also. So personalized creatives, I think nowadays, I mean, one should avoid themselves to try any kind of creative. I mean, it impacts your brand all as well, right? If you show some random creative to a user or very bad kind of creative to a user, it is like it impacts your brand as well, right? People will have that impression of your brand that this is a lower kind of brand. Correct. They don't have, they are unable to create a good creative. How can they retain a user, right? Or how can they provide a better service? So of course, creative and personalized creative, of course, it plays a very big role in marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Pankaj. Thanks for your time.
Thanks,
Stay
Pampika.
safe. And thank you for all the insight about mFine.
Thanks, Pampika. Thanks, bye.
You.
Thanks for tuning in on this episode of Programmatic Connect Digital. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.